the only motorcycle with a unique pneumatic valve technology, exactly like that on the MotoGP prototypes. But this is not just a replica of a Grand Prix newcomer, it is something more. The RSV4 FW-GP carries a significant part of the story of how Aprilia once forever changed the royal race. The RSV4 from Aprilia has demonstrated outstanding success in racing since its first release in 2009. In a short period of time, the Italian V4 has won 8 world titles in the World Superbike Championship and secured the FIM Cup title once again in the 2015 season. Starting in 2016, Aprilia shifted its focus from World Superbike to launching its young MotoGP program, as they last competed in the top class more than 10 years ago. Aprilia Racing is the most advanced platform of the Piaggio Group, aimed at developing innovations and racing experiments. In 2016, it launched the Factory Works program to make championship motorcycle technologies available to everyone who wants to participate in top-level championships, or for those who simply want to have an RSV4 with uncompromising track performance. The program includes the implementation of a range of motorcycles developed in accordance with the regulations of the Superstock and Superbike championships, featuring various levels of modifications to the chassis, electronics, and engine. The RSV4 FW-GP from Aprilia is our hero today. It is the top bike in the Factory Works lineup. This advanced track motorcycle features unique pneumatic valves, just like those on MotoGP prototypes. And here, of course, it is worth discussing the pneumatic camshaft separately, as it appeared in Grand Prix racing precisely thanks to Aprilia. At the end of 2001, the old 500 cubic centimeters class of fierce two-strokes, often referred to as the golden era of Grand Prix racing, went down in history, making way for the new MotoGP. The new class of leader-class four-stroke motorcycles allowed for more freedom in developing new prototypes, so Aprilia registered a motorcycle based on the previous RSW2. The RS3 Cube was conceived with the aim of significantly increasing engine power, an element that was a defect in the model used in 2000. Developed by engineer Luigi Delegna with the help of the Brit Viscosword, who contributed to the RSV1000 V-twin. It was equipped with a liquid-cooled, 4-stroke, inline 3-cylinder engine. The choice of a 3-cylinder engine is primarily due to its low weight and compact size. It was also important for Aprilia to have something that set it apart from its competitors. The team's then boss, Jan Vidouin, said, "I don't think the Japanese will ever make an inline 3. At that time, MotoGP rules allowed the use of 3 and 5-cylinder engines. The 3 cylinders were allowed to be 10 kilograms lighter, and the historical 3-cylinder units are a European concept. Additionally, the 3-cylinder engine has a displacement of 999 cubic centimeters, 330 cubic centimeters of displacement per cylinder, which is very close to the 10-cylinder, 3.5-liter engines of Formula Racing. Thus, in April, they were able to use technologies and parts from Formula One, which greatly simplified the work. This decision, along with the experience gained from the previous RSW2 and the 2-cylinder RSV Melee that participated in the World Superbike Championship, allowed the racing department in Noali to create a motorcycle that is very compact and lightweight, reportedly on par with the old RSW2, using advanced electronics and a pneumatic valve timing mechanism that had previously only been used in Formula One racing. The RS3 Cube was able to deliver 240 horsepower, making it the most powerful motorcycle in MotoGP history. By the way, after that, all MotoGP participants gradually switched to pneumatic systems, which allowed them to rev liter engines up to 20,000 RPM in qualifying races. The only competitor that could challenge such machines was Ducati with its desmodromic camshaft. Ducati is the only team that has refused to use pneumatic technology. The pneumatic camshaft system used compressed air instead of springs in a classic internal combustion engine. I have already explained this in more detail in one of my earlier videos, where the entire process is described from start to finish. The video will be linked in the top right corner and in the description. In short, compared to traditional spring valve distribution, pneumatic valves offer more precise control over the valves. This results in absurd power figures at an already insane level of the red zone. The RS3 Cube made its debut in MotoGP in 2002 under the control of French rider Regis Laconi. The first race in Japan ended with an 8th place finish, which would have remained the best result of the season, but the same result was later repeated in Mugello. However, in subsequent races, the Italian motorcycle immediately showed its numerous shortcomings. The Aprilia RS3 Cube motorcycle raced in MotoGP from 2002 to 2004. The performance characteristics of the motorcycle were more than exemplary, and it was truly advanced technology. But there were also significant problems with the suspension and the computer. Riders Colin Edwards and Noriyuki Heiga, who competed on the motorcycle, found it unpredictable. In 2003, the Aprilia RS3 Cube was involved in 28 crashes. Heiga crashed the motorcycle twice during a single event. Back in April, the EDM considered building a production version of the MotoGP bike, but when the RS3 Cube failed, all plans evaporated. Who needs an unmanageable motorcycle? Multiple problems were associated with the engine control electronics and the traction control system. The riders did not like how the computer interfered with their driving style, plus the response was extremely unpredictable. Additionally, the chassis and suspension of the RS3 Cube were also far from ideal. The lightweight aluminum frame and Elan suspension are likely examples of high technology on their own, but together they did not work properly. Simply put, it was a super powerful but unmanageable rocket. In fact, the RS3 Cube could not come close to its minimum weight limit. The engine required a balancing shaft, was filled with compressed air for the pneumatic valve system, had numerous radiators, and a sufficient amount of electronics. And all of this adds weight. The power was there, but the bike was excessively brutal and simply spat its riders off the saddle. But what characteristics did this motorcycle actually deliver? Edwards and Heiga have repeatedly set record lap times. On the straights, the motorcycle simply left no chance for its competitors, and the sound of this high-revving inline triple is still considered the best in the history of MotoGP by fans. And here's the surprise: the fastest on the track at the moment is Noriyuki Heiga, who you can see on your screens. He set the fastest lap time, 1 minute 36.6 seconds, which is half a second faster than Valentino Rossi's time. And as soon as he remains in 8th position. After the failure, Aprilia left MotoGP for a long time, but its technology remained. The RSV4 FW-GP is one of 4 models in the factory works lineup with different specifications and is the very replica of the GP that the company envisioned 20 years ago. The FW-GP features a V4 engine from Aprilia. Taken from the RS-GP15, it has a cylinder diameter of 81 mm and the same pneumatic valve timing that guarantees power exceeding 250 horsepower. One of its components can be seen on the bike with the naked eye. The compressed air cylinder, located on the right side of the engine, serves as a reservoir for the metered supply of air directly to the pneumatic valves. The system is very demanding in terms of maintenance and precise control, so track days are only allowed with the accompaniment of the Aprilia engineering team, which is included in the cost of the motorcycle. This way, its buyers will receive truly special service. They are invited to the headquarters in Nail to discuss the contract, as well as to choose the configuration that best suits their needs and to discuss the budget with the engineers. During the preparation of the bike, they will receive real-time work reports, a dedicated phone line, and an address that they can use at any time, which will subsequently provide information and technical support. At the client's request, the bike will be delivered personally by Aprilia racing engineers, and it can be refueled in Nail. The customer will also have the right to receive a branded Aprilia racing leather jacket and a pass for the entire MotoGP weekend, as well as an invitation to participate in an Aprilia track day, where Aprilia racing engineers will be able to customize the bike to the client's racing preferences and provide the best possible technical support, allowing the client to fully experience the technical superiority of the mechanical and electronic potential of the RSV4 FW-GP. In any case, an engineer from Aprilia Racing will always be at the track so that the client can take full advantage of all the capabilities of the FW-GP. The price in the US at the time of release is more affordable compared to motorcycles from previous releases, at just $83,000. This price includes all support from Aprilia, please do not forget. Thus, Aprilia Racing was the first to make all technologies developed for MotoGP available, accompanied by a full range of exclusive services before, during, and after. After the sale, the goal is not only to make this experience truly unique and unparalleled, but also to allow the customer to fully utilize the potential of the RSV4 FW-GP. This is the first motorcycle on Saturday's sale that offers incredible technologies such as a pneumatic valve. Honda, I remind you, refused to use pneumatic valves in the RC213 VS model, much to the disappointment of many enthusiasts. In other words, the RSV4 FW-GP is the real key to the Privy Club for affluent individuals. This motorcycle is also very symbolic and as I see it, actually carries much more meaning than just a MotoGP motorcycle put up for sale.